operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
The University of California, Berkeley, the home of the 1964 free speech movement, has been rocked with protests in 2017, following the invitations of controversial speakers to campus. As a result, the school's community is grappling with their legacy as the university that first fought for the right of college students to be able to express their opinions.
These were the rules going back to the time when the notion of the university was, they called it in loco parentis. In loco parentis is a Latin for in place of parents. It's a paternalistic notion of the university. Parents give their children up to the university, and then the university takes on the parents' role and prevents the children from getting into trouble. On the books, these were the rules. The student groups did not accept that.
I am deeply committed to protecting the right of free speech that is our DNA, it's our heritage.
Carol Christ, who joined the faculty at Berkeley in 1970, was named chancellor in March of 2017. She views this period as the most crucial at Berkeley in years and has publicly vowed to uphold the principles of the free speech movement.
I think the most critical period in Berkeley's history since the free speech movement and all of the subsequent political protests and conflicts in the 1960s.
More speech, I think, is the most important counter to hateful speech.
We did win the right to invite who we wanted to speak on campus. Students won that right. Students also won the right to mobilize on campus.
6 weeks prior to Chris being appointed chancellor, the Berkeley administration, citing safety concerns, canceled the appearance of conservative provocateur Milo. Numerous people were injured during the chaos on campus, and roughly $200,000 of property damage was caused at Berkeley by a group called Antifa, a group that has vowed to shut down the speech of those that they consider fascist.
His words are violence, or a form of violence. I don't think that this event should be constituted as free speech. I think it is hate speech and it shouldn't be protected.
Many protesters at Berkeley conflate words with violence, which undermines free speech principles.
Words themselves can be violent, especially when they're not true or don't feel true.
According to social psychologist Jonathan Haidt and Foundation for Individual Rights and Education President Greg Lukianoff, the implication of this expansive use of the word violence is troubling. It suggests that we are justified in punching them over disagreements. Jonathan and Greg argue that words are not violence, but instead a cure for violence. Words are what we use instead of violence, and that conflating the two concepts can lead to actual violence, like what was seen at Berkeley in February.
Resistance to violent hate speech is not another act of hate. It is an act of love. There will be resistance, and it will not be peaceful.
I definitely am aware that there are these so-called anarchist groups that like to, under cover of a broader nonviolent protest, like to engage in violent action. I have no sympathy for that.
Some people feel very strongly that we should shout it down, not let such hateful speech happen at all through what's sometimes called platform denial. I don't believe that this is the right course.
After the Milo riots, we kind of saw, the actual necessity right now at this moment in time to create a space on campus where all political views and opinions would be welcome, but would be subject to rigorous challenge through debate and discussion. The organization we founded, Bridge USA, we're trying to make this a national cause. BCR reached out to us and they said, who'd be perfect for this type of debate, who'd represent our point of view, is Ann Coulter.
Berkeley College Republicans invited Ann Coulter to campus, although no event space was secured with the administration beforehand. The event eventually falls apart amid confusion and accusations by both sides.
It is UC Berkeley that canceled the speech. It canceled the speech effectively by engaging in a dialogue with the student group saying, okay, these are some rooms that are available. That dialogue occurred between the university and the students until recently. And then when that happened, there was a about face by the university, which then said, you know what, forget those rooms that we suggested to you were available.
Berkeley claims it did everything in its power to make sure the event was successful, and that the college Republicans didn't follow the rules. When BCR failed to host Ann Coulter, they tried again with another speaker in September. The Berkeley College Republicans invited conservative pundit Ben Shapiro to campus. A large police force protected the area around Zellerbach Hall where he gave his speech. And the student group was charged $15,000 in security fees.
Ben Shapiro, editor-in-chief of DailyWire.com. Ben, good evening. So what do you think about this fee? Is it fair?
Young Americans Foundation has already said that they're going to pay the fee. As far as it being fair, no. I mean, life isn't fair, I guess. They should be providing security. I'm a taxpayer in the state of California.
There was a brief sit-in at the MLK Student Center by students who protested Shapiro's appearance. Some students were briefly detained and then released without charges.
The majority of people who were in that building were people of color, were marginalized groups. That means that white allies are not doing their job.
We pay tuition to be terrorists. We pay them to terrorize students of color and black students.
The university is paying for those police officers to be there. That's tens of thousands of dollars. On the other hand, it is the university's obligation to provide a safe forum.
I'm staging Berkeley Free Speech Week, a week-long festival of free expression for libertarians, conservatives, and their liberal friends too, including everyone who has been prevented from speaking at UC Berkeley in the last 12 months. On the 24th of September, Free Speech Week begins.
The Berkeley Patriot, the student group that organized Free Speech Week, canceled the event amongst reports that many of the event speakers touted by Milo either did not confirm or were unaware that they were even invited. Chancellor Christ alleged that the entire Free Speech Week event was a sham from the start, designed to force the university to cancel the event. And there's reason to believe she's right. Charles Murray, a scholar at the American Enterprise Institute and one of those invited, said he'd never have agreed to speak at the event organized by Milo, and he was angry that his name was attached to the event. When asked why, he said because Milo is a despicable asshole.
Student organizers of Free Speech Week decided to cancel their event.
Yiannopoulos says he was blindsided when the student group, the Berkeley Patriot, pulled its sponsorship. Yiannopoulos still plans to speak outside Sproul Hall Sunday with or without their cooperation.
Critics of Free Speech Week called this the most expensive photo op in the school's history.
2017, year of free speech. You see those riot cops right there? You know what the real free speech movement was about? It was not about fascists having a right to speak on campus in a police state being imposed on the students.
In order to better understand the debate raging at Berkeley today, we asked Jack if there was ever a time when progressive activists discussed shutting down controversial speakers when he attended Berkeley.
Sometime, I think in 1965, we got wind of the fact that the White Citizens Council was holding an organizing meeting at a hotel not too far from the campus. The White Citizens Council was sort of the polite version of the Ku Klux Klan. And there was a debate. And some said, you know, we can't let them hold a meeting. We gotta block them and gotta shut them down. And others said and prevailed, we should go there, we should shame them, we should take their pictures, we should protest it, we should make it embarrassing to have been seen going there. But we just fought for free speech. Once you become the issue rather than they become the issue, then it changes the dynamic.
Does BCR have the right to bring these people to campus? Absolutely. Should they be able to do so without the threat of violence? Absolutely. Should they do it? No.
Bring whoever you want, but don't be shocked when people get pissed off.
You have to hear from different perspectives, and there's certain kinds of opinions that you wouldn't respect even if you listen to them. You can reach your own conclusion, but you have to respect the right of the other people to hold their opinion.
I very strongly am against mob rule. In political science, we call it ochlocracy.
The country is too much in bubbles right now. You live in a country with a lot of points of view. The university, at its best, is a place where people learn to deal with all sorts of things. And if you're going to go out and be an actor or a player in the world, you've got to be able to deal with all kinds of people and not just people like you.